Waiting. There we go. I see us up. I'm going to click off here. Let me make sure you're... There it is. Okay, we're good to go. We are live. Let me just tweet out some links.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about that so I can...
Yeah. Way back. This is the most exciting part of the stream.
I just hope we can. It's audible. That's my worry.
Yeah, I can check. Hang on one second.
I just hope.
Yeah,
you're gonna hear us.
That's
you're gonna.
My worry.
Yeah, I can check. Hang on, let me lower that. Okay. Check. Hang on. You're gonna hear us. All right, guys, say something.
Hello. It's me.
Yeah, I can hear Mod.
Well, that me.
I can hear me. Jack, talk for an extended period of time.
Okay.
I think we're good.
Hang on. Jack, talk for an extended period of time. There you go.
That's great. That's great.
Cool.
Never mind. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Just make this.
You're good. You're all good.
Just make noise.
Okay, I'm gonna post this last link on page, and then we're gonna start up. Quote tweet that. Stream is live. Okay. Okay. So, all right, let's start the stream. Welcome to the Failing Upward OK Nightmare trailer release stream. I'm Gary Tremarkey, created Failing Upward. With me today, you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Go ahead, Jack.
Oh, thank you, Matt. Hi, my name's Jack. I am the what am I again? The animation director for Failing Upward. Yeah. I'm not good at intros, as usual.
I'm Ahmad, aka Avenge Dog, and I did the original character designs for Failing Upward, and I just kind of help out here and there.
Cool.
Oh, you said your username. I totally forgot. I should probably do that as well, right?
Yeah, you should also do it.
Yeah, okay, guys, go back. We're going to do intros again. Okay, I got.
Okay, we got to restart the whole stream.
Yeah. No. Well, it's hijack FB if anyone wants to know anyway, but, you know, no one cares.
You're all good.
Okay, all right.
And yes, I also go under Mutant Astronaut on Twitter, and Instagram too. Yeah, so we are kind of just hanging out, drawing stuff. This is supposed to be a commission stream, but we haven't received any commissions yet, so we're just going to draw whatever. And just it's going to be a casual stream. We're not going to talk too much about the show. Maybe here and there we'll bring up stuff, but we're just going to have just a casual day talking. So guys, how are things going?
I learned all about Tamagotchi recently.
Oh yeah, tell me about Tamagotchi.
All this knowledge of Tamagotchi that's never going to benefit me ever in my life because I don't own any. But that's great to know.
What exactly did you learn? Just like how to take care of them?
I learned there's a giant Tamagotchi that you could buy called the Deca. The Deca Tamagotchi is just a really, really big one. And they had them at like restaurants and stuff. And then eventually they had a model you could take home. And I don't know why it exists. It's just funny to me that it does.
How big are we talking? Like hand size or?
It's like the size of like one of those toy kid laptops. It's like it's bigger than you think.
That's I mean, you say big by model, but like how big's the screen?
Because like, like a typical Tamagotchi, it's like 6 times the size of that.
Okay, that's pretty big.
I think it's pretty big.
Yeah, I've seen bigger.
Hold it with 2 hands. It's fascinating.
But is the Tamagotchi different though? Is it just like you just?
It's just I think the idea is apparently you're supposed to pair your normal Tamagotchi with it, and that lets you do other stuff.
Okay.
I don't know exactly why, but it's interesting.
That's sick. Did you guys know there was supposed to be an American Tamagotchi cartoon?
No.
Yeah, so I've been watching here and there what's it called? Tales of the Lost, the what's her name? Ramona, formerly Bob Dunga. She searches for lost media, and she found the Sailor Moon American pilot.
Right.
And she uncovered this company. What was the name of the company that made it? Not Tune Makers. It was just this company. It was just this company run by this one dude who just like knew a lot of anime, and he's like, "Yeah, we should make American versions of all of this." And one of the patents was to make an American Tamagotchi series.
What is the actual point? Never mind, I know the answer. But like, I always wondered that. I was like, what's the actual point? Why not just license the anime? Wouldn't that be way cheaper? And I was like, oh, it's because you probably want to sell your own toys and shit.
Yeah, it's the thing. They want to make their own toys. But that's even crazy. It's kind of crazier because like you think about Power Rangers and how all they did was just take the footage and then they made their own show around the footage.
Yeah, that was like a huge hit. It still worked.
Yeah. They tried to do that a bunch of times. Like Power Rangers isn't the only one. They did that with Beetleborgs, classic Beetleborgs, and VR Troopers, and what was the Ultraman one you talked about that one time?
It was just called Ultraman. It was they did their own take on Ultraman Tiga where they dubbed it, and it's awful. But actually, I think that might have been for kids. I don't know if that was like actually a Saban.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there were a bunch of them. There was like I said, Beetleborgs, VR Troopers, Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. That's what kids love. They love memorizing long titles.
They went for.
They're like, we gotta beat Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is too long. They've had it good for too long.
It went for Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The show's awesome though.
It was. I was impressed by that show when I saw it.
Yeah.
Yo, cool. Sock's here in chat. Hey, Sock, how you doing?
Hey, Socks, I'm on lunch. Did you try to type and then it accidentally made that your name?
I think that's just his name. Anyway, yeah, hey Socks. What was I gonna say? Yeah, there's just a lot of Sentai that were done. I'm surprised they don't. I mean, I guess now you could they're just dubbing Sentai now, right?
Oh yeah, because why not? It's so much cheaper. Like I don't really get the reason not to do it, or just subbing it or whatever. You can buy basically like every common writer like subbed through a Shout Factory or whatever they're called.
Yeah, pretty much. And they run them on Tubi too. They have like all of them on Tubi.
I think it's pretty nice. Seeing love and power.
So, this is a good Cody you're drawing.
Thanks.
My favorite design aspects of Cody that Ahmad did was he made his eyes the glasses.
Was it not that?
He just has. Yeah, I think that was you. You made that.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that at all. Oh, maybe you're right.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I mean, I have to go back, but I'm pretty sure the first time I saw him like that was when you drew him post the Kickstarter. And I was like, hey, we need some new designs. And then you just did that one. And I was like, yeah, that works. I don't know, just get some character where it's just like, you never really know what his... I don't think we have... No, we have seen his eyes, I think. Oh, what? No. We're going to see his eyes in the next one. So, spoilers. Yeah.
We finally know what color his eyes are. Probably just plain dots, probably.
Yeah. All right, Socks. See you later.
Yeah, Socks. You gotta have like the anime thing with their eyes like this when they don't have glasses on.
Cody IRL eyes, yeah.
God, his real eyes, they're scary.
You'll never understand his true eyes. It's like when you look at Cody and have his glasses, it's like Cthulhu. You just go crazy.
Let's see. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't know you could do that. It's interesting. You can drag a box. A pile of somebody mysterious.
Jack, what are you drawing, buddy?
I don't know. Actually, I'm kind of just like winging it. I was thinking of maybe like trying to draw.
Well, that's JC. That's her hair. Oh my god! It took me a second to realize that. See, here's the thing. I'm used to a mod drawing an orange, so like anything I see as orange, I think of a mod immediately.
Oh, how sweet!
Yeah. It is his color of choice.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true. Cannot be denied.
Ahmad out here repping Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon plants in our midst.
What were you saying, Jack?
I think I'm just my George AC, maybe just playing the bass. You used to play bass, right?
Yes, bass player.
All right. So I'll try and feel that. I'll try and figure that out right now.
Ahmad, what did you draw Cody in? Did you dress him in? It looks like he's wearing a button down.
Yeah, I know.
He's at church.
He's at communion.
He's communion. He's at his first communion. He's taking his first communion when he's 25.
It's like the fucking when they dunk. You ever seen those videos where they fucking dunk the baby all the way in the water?
Have you seen the speaking of
wait,
things
can I curse?
Yeah, go ahead. It's fine.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah. Have you seen the things where it's speaking of like horrible like things, it's the chiropractors that like snap people's necks basically?
Yeah.
Have you seen these videos?
Yeah, it's like
no.
really aggressive.
Yeah. And there's this one dude who like basically like cracks people's necks, and he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna give my patient here the ring dinger. And he just like takes it and he's like grabs their chin and their head and goes like basically snaps their, like you'd see in an action movie. It's horrifying, dude. When Mod said dunking babies, I thought of like apparently babies get their necks cracked too, which is terrifying. Not like newborns, but like
I gotta make sure my fucking my baby's limber on purpose.
Oh, I like that. I like that those JC eyes. Those are cool. Oh yeah, they're both cool.
I'm not used to seeing it with such small pupils.
So I'm also going to be checking. First of all, I never know how to pronounce it. Is it Kofi or coffee?
Isn't it just coffee? Because it's like a.
Hey, K-Bird, you just walked into a stream that we're going to do for a little while where we talk about just random stuff, but it's mostly to celebrate the trailer release for OK Nightmare. It's coming out soon. I got to find the VHS tape. I don't know where I put it.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta find it. I gotta transfer it. So while they're drawing, I'm gonna look for it. I'm actually looking.
We only talk about the real topics here, like babies getting their necks cracked.
It's a thing, apparently. It's horrible. Baby's first ring dinger.
Oh god.
I don't know. Some parents are just like, "Oh yeah, my kid's in pain. Fix it." I don't know. Chiropractors.
I'll make sure he never feels pain again.
Yeah. But to answer your question, Gabriel, we were talking about just like Ahmad had mentioned at church, he's seen people like dunk babies into the holy water, which is
not at a church I've ever been to. I just seen that videos of that a lot. I was actually laugh. I'm just like, why are they doing that? Why is it so aggressive? Can they just put them in the water bit? The water.
Yeah, you figure they just take a little water out and like bless them on the head. It is a little scary. As somebody who grew up going to church, I don't know. There's some aspects of church that was just like, I don't get that.
No. I was like the one where they had a little squirt gun and they squirt the baby. That was actually laugh.
Wasn't that during like COVID times where they couldn't like touch the baby?
Yeah, they couldn't get near him, so they just squirt him with a squirt gun. I was like, what the fuck? It's always so, I don't know.
Fish Stick says, "Hey, just recently found out about this series from an old Rebel Taxi podcast. Can't wait to see more. You're part of what has inspired me to work on my own series. Thank you." Yeah, awesome. The crew all appreciate that. And yeah, we hope you keep watching. We have a trailer coming out today if you are interested in checking that out. So yeah, I like this old JC design you're doing. This is so cool. And then this base one is awesome too.
Yeah, did she have did she have like a what kind of base would JC have? Because I'm thinking
listen, I am an unapologetic FLCL fan, so I just think she has like a Rickenbacker. Like that's that's what she's got.
Yeah.
You gave her like a flying V, which is cool.
Oh yeah, it was either going to be that one or like.
Go ahead.
I was going to say it was. I think because I feel like we discussed this, and it was either going to be flying V or what you mentioned, Rickenbacker. But
yeah, I think it's a Rickenbacker. Yeah.
Okay.
But flying, I forgot they made flying V bases too, which is awesome. I guess there's flying V everything.
Mate, Murdoch in the Feel Good Inc. video, that's what he's playing.
That's right, he does have. Oh my god, it's been years since I've watched that video. What are some inspirations for the series? I think you mentioned Kevin Smith films in the past. Oh yeah, for sure. Well, actually, I've talked a lot about that, so I will talk about it in a bit. But why don't you guys talk about? I'd actually be interested because we haven't had a mod on. A mod like in terms of designing the characters. Like, what did you take inspiration from doing this specific incarnation of the characters?
Pretty much just Mission Hill. That was the one I was thinking about the most. Yeah, it felt like the most right thing.
Oops.
That was kind of like. I just wanted to it's hard because it's been a while because I was like what
2018, 2017, 17.
Yeah, it's been a while, so it's hard to remember sometimes. But no, I'm pretty sure that was it. It was because I was like, oh, Gary likes Mission Hill, I like Mission Hill. It feels like the same kind of vibe. Let me pull from that.
Yeah. Jack, how about like as far as like animation? Like, what did you? Because I think when Jack joined, he kind of like. I mean, we've talked about it before. We threw that cool boiling effect in. Like, where did like? Obviously, a lot of people draw like the comparison to Ed, and Eddie, but like specifically for you, like, where did that come from?
Man, I don't know. I mean, you guys won't know. I mean, for me, there's part of it's like on my own personal preference of like applying that style due to the fact that I when it comes to when I animate stuff, I feel like my animation is usually quite static. I don't like it to be too static, and I feel uncomfortable with it because it just makes me feel like when I'm animating characters, they're like dead. And I think applying that effect makes it feel a bit more like it vivid, interesting, makes the characters feel alive and still like still present within like a scene or shot. So that's probably my own personal reasons. But like apart from that, like I was influenced by there was a show I used to watch when I grew up with. I mean, you guys won't know it. It's a show called Rhubarb, and the idea is that it's about this dog, and basically the whole show that was animated with markers, like yellow, black, really bold markers and stuff like that. But like it was literally though like obviously with paper and markers and stuff like that. So they animated in this way where they literally would like replace shots that just literally like overdrawn things.
I vaguely remember the show. It's the green dog, right?
Yeah, the yellow dog, and it had a pink cat called Custard as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, cool. So we're like, okay. So well, if you know it, it's that show, and had that really like weird synthy theme.
I saw it when I was living in Gambia when I was younger. It's one of those random. I didn't know what it was even. I think.
I mean that style is always like put like a great impression upon me anyway. Yeah, so that's probably kind of why I applied it to most of my work, which led on to sort of like applying it towards the show and whatnot. But of course, like Ed and Eddie as well, it's always a good example in itself because I mean that show was great as well. And like the more I get older, the more I realize that damn, that was a really good show. Like just speaking upon like the humor and
for sure.
And just the style and snappy and and the characters.
Before we go along, we do have a commission that just came in. So Obadiah Bumbly through coffee gave $20. Thank you, Obadiah. Really appreciate that. The sketches were only $10, but I guess we could just do 2 sketches if you do that. Sure. They're asking, can you draw Marcy from Amphibia? You guys both want to do a Marcy?
Sure.
Cool. Get them references up.
I got the first thing you Google is the super spoiler. The second thing I
oh yeah.
That I won't say, but yeah.
All right. So thank you for the $20. Oh, it was K-Bird. Okay, that was K-Bird. Cool.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, K-Bird.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. We will draw some Marcy's for you. So yeah, I guess I can talk a little bit about my influences. Yeah, I got the poster on my wall a while back. Oh, that's awesome. Yes. Did you donate to the Kickstarter or the Indiegogo, K-Bird? That's awesome.
Ahmed, by the way, which Marcy outfit will you be drawing?
Oh, actually, what are you gonna do? I'll just do something else.
I don't mind. I mean, I don't mind probably doing. What was it like a school uniform?
Okay, I'll do the fantasy-looking one then.
Yeah. That's just me being lazy. Like, nah, you can draw all that stuff. I'll just keep it simple.
Hey man, works for me. I've never drawn any amphibia characters. This is interesting.
So yeah, it wasn't rich enough to do the mixtape. They're glad I get the poster. Yeah, that was drawn by Nathan Butler, who was originally doing the backgrounds. He did such a good job on that poster. I think I still have a couple left over. Maybe I've made so much for that Indiegogo that I still have a couple of things left over. The only thing I'd have to check, but I think I might have some extra mixtapes too. Maybe we'll put them up for sale at some point. That'd be cool. Yeah, and the posters. I'd have to check. It's been a really long time. That stuff is sitting in a basement in New York, so I'd have to. Next time I go back for Christmas,
I'd pay for one. Why didn't you send me one?
Yeah, I can send you a poster too. I will drop dollars, no lie. Yeah, I mean, so before I get to the fish, I keep putting off Fish Chick's question. I apologize, but before one of the things I'd really love to do eventually is I'd really like to do a physical version of the soundtrack of the songs we've used post Kickstarter, post Indiegogo. That would require a lot of licensing rights, but a limited run of those would be really cool. Right now, we're just doing Spotify playlists, and once we finish the initial 5 episodes, we'll make like a big giant playlist of all the songs that are going to be that were featured. Because I've gone through a bunch of bands that I really like. The next episode has some really, really, really cool music coming through. I don't want to spoil anything, but one of the bands we got I was really, really happy with. And I think when we put the episode out, those are the fans that'll be the most vocal. So considering what I've seen of them so far, people are going to be like, oh, this band is so cool. So I'm sorry, let me get back to Fish Stick's question here. What are some of my influences? Kevin Smith obviously was a really big one. Mallrats was a really important movie to me when I was in high school. I watched that like every day. But kind of going back, I really like you mentioned undergrads as well. Pete Williams and Josh Kagan were really big influences on my writing. They definitely made me want to make slice of life cartoons. And Pete's story is really inspiring about how he just entered an MTV contest and got a show, basically, which is still the craziest thing to think. You kind of think of those contests, and it's like, yeah, you get to make your own cartoon. And then it's just some it's like I don't know, like one-off like web cartoon they make or something like that. He got to make a whole like 1-season series, which is so cool. I'm really excited to see what they do with the movie. I know they've been updating a little bit recently. They've shown character designs and animatics and stuff. And I think it's fully voiced at this point, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm really excited to see what they do. And then also one of my biggest influences as far as writing goes. I know I'm naming. The Undergrads was animated, but another live action influence is Savage Steve Holland, who did Better Off Dead and One Crazy Summer and How I Got into College. His movies are like live action cartoons, and they're all slice of life stories. So that's definitely like a really big influence on me. And yeah, I mean Simpsons and Mission Hill and Downtown for sure. All great. Daria is a really big influence. So yeah, like all those shows are really big writing influences on me. And then he asks, what would you recommend watching for inspiration when making improv /dialogue driven comedy? I've recently been watching Undergrads, Clerks, home movies, but I'd love more recommendations. Downtown. Yeah. Absolutely Downtown.
Here's what I would say personally. I think you should just talk to. I think the most important thing. Yeah, talk to people.
Talk to people.
Like the best thing you can do. Observe how people talk to one another. There are a lot of weird little intricacies that you notice when you're actually paying attention to what people say. Everybody has their own little weird way of talking.
For sure.
I think it's important to take note of that sometimes, especially if you're trying to write like believable enough dialogue.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mentioned this on a podcast I was on, but it's really a lot of the conversations in Failing Upward just come from everyday conversations I've had with people. The whole first episode, I've had that roommate conversation like a million times with like different people about how like I've had weird roommates in the past, and they're just telling me like, that's normal. You're just looking at it in a weird way. And it comes from just like a lot of improv and dialogue driven comedy comes from your own self and your own perception of the world. So like, it really is just writing your thoughts down. And then if you're doing conversations, like, look at conversations you've had with people, look at back at DMs, like listen to what you're saying when you're in a Discord chat or on a phone and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, that's really important as well. I mean, I don't know, Jack, do you have any recommendations do you like any shows that are specifically dialogue driven that might be a good recommendation for Fish Sticks here?
Me trying to think of like anything. You know what? I feel like you know what's funny? Like I was thinking about this recently as well. Like, I didn't really when it comes to dialogue though, I think it's something that you don't really, because I'm thinking about my perspective when growing up and stuff like that. Even when cartoons that were very, because obviously I used to watch obviously a lot of Cartoon Network when I was young, and even going into the Adult Swim hour, which my parents luckily let me do so, because they weren't aware. But even the shows then, I think of like home movies, and even though I didn't really get across like what those at the age I was, I didn't really get across like what those characters were saying. I got their feelings, I got the emotion, or like their delivery and stuff like that. Even though I didn't really come across upon like the humor or like some of the jokes maybe went over my head and stuff like that. So stuff like home movie. I mean, The Simpsons, of course, is another obvious reference in terms of that. I think, I mean, personally, with me, you're right. Like, thinking of like dialogue shows, I think it's a good show is a strong kind of like show with writing is as long as you give upon the impact of like what you're saying within which I guess is the most obvious thing, if you give like what you're saying within what you're what you're feeling, what you're saying, if you're like if it's direct to the point and what it's talking about, to from somewhere that's like that feels grounded or very like realistic in terms of like, depending on what we are talking about more dialogue based shows, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean I feel like in terms of like advice with that, I guess if you come across as like where that character is and what it's feeling, it's about it's tough because when I think about like I mean I struggle myself also with writing, so it's a thing of like what to pay attention with, what if you're trying to like write upon what coming from like a dialogue space, you want to make sure it's a very cohesive conversation or cohesive writing, but like not make it too. There's like a balance between like keeping it grounded and maybe making it too out there. I don't know. There's a better term for it. If I'm making sense, I'm not sure, but like.
No, it's okay. I understand what you're saying. You're basically saying like making it grounded, but also making it interesting without completely making the conversation sound simulated. Like I understand what you're saying completely.
Yeah, let's go with
like
that.
And that is from a writing perspective, like that is something I struggle with. Like it's so tempting to kind of like do zingers and one-liners all the time, and that's something a lot of people have complained about. And like it can go both ways. I know a lot of people are not a big fan of like improv in films, and they feel like jokes go on for too long in movies because they're trying to simulate real conversation, how you can get trapped in conversation loops. But at the same time, there's also a backlash against just like really plastic quippy dialogue that you might hear in like a superhero movie or something. So like I get it. There's like a weird middle ground that you have to hit, and I think that's what you're saying basically.
It is. I think it's a challenge in itself. I feel like with any fun writing, but I think the first thing you gotta do is just go for it in terms of like, as long as it's like you're genuine towards what you're writing, you'll learn as you go, right? And you go from there, from like if I'm basically from what you're saying, Gary, from what your dialogue is based upon real life experience that you had. It's good to notice out those little details within that makes it so. Makes it really effective in terms of that writing. So, so I think that's it's an effective way to pay attention to that, and that's what makes it effective. Which in turn you can then apply. You can twist that. You can like apply it to like other basis upon things, depending on what your story is or where it's based. So yeah, I mean, I'm still learning in terms of writing itself. And like I think of my MA film that I did, and even then, like I was trying to comedy's hard to write, sometimes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Mm.
And I think from my standpoint, like a writing perspective in terms of comedy, like comedy and failing upward, it does come from like what Mod had mentioned, where those little intricacies and conversations you have are. It doesn't come from like super heavy slapstick. Although, when I cut away to those to those fantasy sequence, that's like the slapstick I like. I like kind of exaggerated issues, kind of things that you're making problems bigger than they actually are. Like those are that's always really funny to me when people like take minuscule problems and they're just like, oh my God, this is like the worst thing ever. And like it goes from like I can't talk to somebody to like that person wants to like experiment on my brain. Like just like that's really fun. But that's also a part of kind of like, even in its slapstick, it's a visual slapstick, that's really a part of conversation and kind of like mentally imagining like the worst possible scenario. Like that's not necessarily like oh, it's funny because it's a physical gag. It's funny because that's what that person thinks.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I think that's
it's funny that like their mental process goes to that extreme. That's what makes it funny.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Funky Space Alien says, time to record every single conversation, and I have been not asking for people's permission. Yeah, I mean, you got
it. That guy? No, he's a cool
guy. Funky Space Alien also commented on the Starstruck animatic with a really, really cool comment about just the dialogue flowing really well and the exposition being good. And thank you for that. I think about that a lot. That was like one of my favorite comments. Always appreciated. And we'll talk a little bit about Starstruck later because we got some cool stuff coming out with that. But yeah. K-Bird also says, bro, Downtown is goated. Yeah, dude. Downtown, once again, like MTV with their one season animated sitcom.
I don't, for some goddamn reason.
I don't get, like, they're like, we got Daria. It went on for 5 seasons. You got that. Which is, I mean, listen, I love Daria. It is one of their best shows. But you think of all of, like, their other shows, like 3 South and Clone High and Undergrads and Downtown. It's like, yeah, we'll do that for 1 season. That's fine. From what I had heard, it was just a change in regime, basically, that killed a lot of those.
Yeah, because they're basically were like, we don't want to do animation anymore.
Yeah. Which is crazy to think because, like, yeah, MTV has a lot of music videos, but a lot of music videos were animated too. So it's not like it wasn't in their DNA to do that. But then they were like, oh God, we could just set up a camera in like a bedroom and like suddenly we have a reality television show and it costs nothing to make. So, and I think you also have to understand that MTV never had a lot of money. Like, even for being a very profitable, well-renowned channel, they were always like, yeah, we don't have a big budget for a lot of these things. And it kind of makes sense because, like, MTV didn't build themselves on making television shows at first. They were taking people's art and then showcasing it, and they made a network around that. So they never had a plan to have a lot of money. They kind of just, at one point, I guess, they had enough money to start developing their own original content. But like even in the early animated stuff they did with Liquid Television and stuff like that, it was still all like commissioned. Like there weren't like really like it was taken, or they would take short films they saw at like Spike and Mike and they would play them like within a block of Liquid Television. I know there were some artists that were like flat out kind of given series within Liquid Television, like Stephen Holman, who eventually went on to go do Life with Loopy for Kablam, but he had like a 2 or 3 episode series called Joe Normal, which is really fun. If you like Life with Loopy, check out Joe Normal. It's really good. But for the most part, it was all just like, here's some stuff we found, we're putting it in a block. And then after that was successful, like, okay, we'll spend a little money on animation. But animation is also very expensive.
Yeah,
so, it is. If you want to look, at least if you want to look good.
Yeah, sure. Which, I mean, Mike Judge, that was never a concern for him. But that's probably why Beavis and Butthead was so successful, because it was not a very expensive thing to produce.
The fact that most of the jokers looks like shit. Which is awesome.
Yeah. Dude, I was watching the one where they think Stuart moves away the other day. And they go into his house, they're just watching TV, and these two guys come and is like, yeah, we're the movers. And they're just like robbers. They just take everything. They're like, man, when they start breaking stuff, it's like, man, when can we be movers? Like, one day, little dude, one day.
I like the one where they go on the bus field trip, and the entire time they're building up to the fucking teacher flying out the bus. I'm just like, this is so good.
Oh, it's so good. K-Bird asked, what's the story of the character in the logo for Way Back? That was done by someone who was just here. That's done by Sako Bako. I just asked him to like draw something kind of 90s, so he drew this Planeteer looking weird character. She's got a Planeteer shirt on. That's why I think she's a Planeteer. But yeah, I don't know. She just looks kind of 90s. It's just, there's no real story. I wish there was more of a story behind it. I don't even think she has a name.
I was gonna say, do we have a canon name for her?
There is a canon name. He did name her like 2 months ago. He named her Becky Way. Because it sounds like way back. It sounds like way back. Is that like Becky Way Back? I don't know. He was just like throwing something out there. I was like, okay, her name is Becky Way then. So yeah, she's just cool. There are some. Maybe at some point we'll post the original concepts, because there were a bunch of them, and that was the one that just stuck out to me. He did that like a week before the show premiered, and I was like, I need that. And then I guess some additional context. The little that's awesome at the end of every episode is from a podcast that you can't find anymore. It was called the Philosopodicastarod Blogatalkalodicast.
Maybe you can't find it.
No wonder you couldn't find it. Like, try and put like that name out in Google.
Yeah. Let me see if it's even still up. I don't think it is. Philosopodicastarod Blogatalkalodicast.
If I made the podcast, I don't think I remember my own name.
It is not up anymore. I just typed that whole thing and it is not up anymore. But that was a friend of mine named Eric. The context for that is that they were talking about they were talking about the Hulk and like if the Hulk is cool or not. Time to put that podcast on the Lost Media Wiki.
No.
Good luck. Good luck. I don't think John and Eric want to put that podcast up. It was just like nobody was listening to it at the time. I don't know. It was pretty funny though. But anyway, they were talking about the Hulk and whether he's cool or not. And then one of them's like, "Oh yeah, the Hulk is cool. Haven't you seen Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift?" And then Eric's like, "No." And the other guy's like, "Yeah, I've seen it like 10 times. Like, you've seen it more than once." And like, yeah, Bow Wow drives a car that's the Hulk. And then there's just like a silence, and Eric goes, "That's awesome."
Brutal.
Amazing.
But anyway, that was a podcast. My friends who were, it's so interesting. Like I found them back before there was YouTube. They had a site called Fire Assault Productions. And they did these movies called Monkeys, and I believe those are still on YouTube. But they were just like high school student movies. Like this is like I said, before the advent of YouTube, so it was pretty ambitious. It was just them fighting evil like monkey puppets. It was cool. I mean, like me and Sock watched them like 2 years ago, and Sock was dying. Like he was laughing so hard while we were watching them.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, you could probably still find those. Those are pretty funny. But they had a podcast that they tried to make for their new sketch comedy website. And it was around for like a year or 2 years. And I just remember listening to it like every day when it came out. And like when they said my name, like I freaked out, even though I was like friends with them for like 5 years at that point. I was just like, "Oh, they said my name on the podcast." But yeah, so that is the really belabored origin of the Way Back image and the little soundbite. I don't know. That's awesome has always stuck with me. I don't know why.
You mentioned early YouTube. Every time I think about early YouTube, I always think about when people. I don't know. Do you remember Vidler?
Sorta.
It was like people were like it was like people's website of choice for like uploading longer videos before YouTube. And I remember back in the day, people would be like, This YouTube thing, it's not gonna last, man. We got to push stuff on Fiddler, and I'm like, wow.
The Riddler sounds like the Riddler's like movie hosting site.
It sounds like if like you're watching like some kids show and they have to make up a YouTube like version. Like,
You like just upload all this stuff to Riddler.
Oh, yeah, upload stuff on Riddler, dude. You're watching Drake and Josh or something. No,
It's
called
Mini
like
Nick.
MyTube or something.
Mini Nick.
Mini Nick. Yeah, that's where Mini Nick went. The saga of Mini Nick.
Jack, this is you Sock made that up, right?
What's that?
Yeah, it was. Socks made it up. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Jack, there was a point where me, Sock, and Ahmad were all talking, and out of nowhere, Sock's like, "Hey, do you guys remember this weird like app that Nick did like in the early, like in the mid 2000s? It was like a website. It was called,
2006.
Yeah, 2006. It's called Mini Nick." And we're all like, no, we don't. And he's just going on. And I was like, oh, yeah, they put the As Told by Ginger movie on there. And now it's lost media. Nobody can find it. And we went along with this for like, like an hour or two. And he's just like saying all this stuff. And he's making it sound so believable. And and I don't even know how we got into admit it was fake, but it was so funny. Like, like Ahmad got legit like seething over it.
Because you lie. You never lies.
It sounds so real though. It sounds like something that could have been real.
Well, no, because you're not even like describing the full like extent of it. He was like, he kept saying like, oh, it was like the early like Nick web player where they would play like cartoon, like like we're playing some of our episodes online. They play some exclusive content. I'm like, that sounds like I'm like, yeah, that sounds like an early web thing because they did do that. They did.
Yeah. No, I know they did that.
Like, yeah, they would play like deleted scenes and stuff that you only could see on the website, which is pretty crazy. So then I was just kind of like, okay, yeah, that sounds reasonable. It's probably something like a thing that would happen. Then he was like, yeah, they were playing the As Told by Ginger movie. I was like, okay, is this real? And he was like, nah.
He's like, yeah, there was a whole season of As Told by Ginger that like premiered on there that nobody's ever seen.
Yeah, I was like, okay, now you're stretching it too far.
He was talking about it for like an hour.
And it was perfect because like the year he was talking about was like 2006. I didn't live in the United States at the time, so I just like missed a lot of stuff. So I could have totally just believed, that could have happened and gone away in that time span. So I was gone for like a year.
Awesome.
There was there a Has Heard by Ginger movie though, right? It was like just a special episode, extended episode, or
was it the one where she goes to camp and she falls in love with that guy?
Maybe.
Oh, don't test me.
I don't actually remember that show too well.
The only thing I remember As Told by Ginger about it. Well, I remember a lot about it, but I remember the major thing was that like there was a whole like 4-episode arc where like her and Dodie just weren't friends anymore because she was just so like awful.
She was like really. I remember
Dodie
that.
was like the worst friend ever.
Yeah, she's like genuinely a terrible person.
There was Movie Rat Production says there was Teeny Nick. Teeny Nick. There was the Teen Nick movie.
There was Teeny Nick. There was Movie Rats Ireland. Can't forget about them. They teamed up with Teen Nick to put their content on there.
Funky Space Alien says
the DVD. It sounds like a thing that would have happened. Yes. I think you're about to say what Funky Space Alien is saying.
Funky Space Alien says, wasn't it the wedding episode where the final season that was the final episode released only on DVD? I remember the episode being on TV because I remember they do the flash forward and like everyone's older but they look the same. They do that thing where everyone's older but they look just the same.
Yeah, they just have like they're just like taller but they have like the same heads.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
there were 4 TV movies. Oh my god, I didn't realize the
Wait, so Socks wasn't lying? Because he said 4. I just assumed he was making.
No, he said there was a 2 other seasons. Like he said there was like.
Oh, okay. Never
Sock was going crazy with it.
Yeah,
he was like, "Yeah, there's 2 seasons that are completely lost."
Okay, I understand.
Yeah, As Told by Ginger is a show I really wanted to like, but I don't know. It's a chatty show, but there's something like with that one where it's just like, I like Klasky Shupo, but sometimes when they do like, when they would put weird animation like that on like a slice of life show, I'm like, this feels really odd.
Yeah, they weren't like the weirdest designs in that one. I'm like, this is probably not the place you want to do that one. Like I'm all for
Reminder
weird
that
looking
all our
stuff, but
opinions are our own.
that's better for like real monsters or something crazier. Like you can add like wild thornberries or whatever because like it's kind of a crazy premise, but this is just like they're just going to school, so it's kind of weird to do that. I don't know, it makes it a little hard to relate to, but it's what
We mentioned this about Rocket Power as well.
Rocket Power. I'd even give it a little more of a pass because it is kind of like we're doing extreme sports stuff, so it's like, whatever. It's not meant to be that relatable.
Like because I'm thinking of like Rugrats as well, and like how babies look weird anyway, so I've always thought that Star Wars.
It completely works for Rugrats. It was almost like tailor made for Rugrats in a weird way.
Yeah. All Grown Up, on the other hand, I never understood why was Thomas's sorry, I'm using his former name, Thomas's. Tommy, why is Tommy's hair purple? Like, was that ever explained?
His hair is purple.
Oh, I think that's literally the only reason. Yeah.
Right. Okay. I thought it just like
owned Classy Shupo own.
I think the implication is that they just have black hair, but they chose to stylize it that way. Maybe I always thought of that too. Maybe the really flat digital look that Ginger has probably really doesn't help.
Yeah, here's the thing. I like what I've been thinking about it for like a couple minutes now. I do think there is a design philosophy behind it where it's just like we want to show teens as they like Funky Space Alien. I know he was making a joke. He said, "I can't be mad by Ginger's art style because that's what I look like when I see myself in the mirror."
Yeah, his lips with the bottom.
But I think that's an interesting point. I know it's a joke, but it's an interesting point where it's like, yeah, you could argue that like maybe that's how teens feel about themselves. They don't feel like they're extremely good looking. They don't feel like they don't feel like what they see on TV, basically. So on the one hand, I kind of get that. Like, it makes sense. Like, I totally understand that. On the other hand, I think if you're not reading that deep into it, it is like, it's an interesting choice. That's an interesting choice to make, to go with that. It's an interesting point, and it's true. Yeah, well. let's catch up with what Movie Rat Production is saying here. Maybe it was cell anime in the 90s, like an MTV Daria cartoon. I think digital look hurts it. Oh, we're talking about All Grown Up. Wait, hang on. Wait, what are you talking about? Movie? Ginger. Oh, it's Told by Ginger. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, I don't know. As Told by Ginger also came out. I remember there was a 2-page spread ad for As Told by Ginger and Pelswick, and I'm like, Pelswick looks the way it does for a very specific reason.
Yeah, I think Pelswick looked better. I actually like how Pelswick looked. It's as silly as weird it looked, I guess.
Yeah, Pelswick owns.
Number one Ginger podcast, the show that two of us don't remember very well. All Grown Up is just like that's just what the hell are you thinking?
Yeah, All Grown Up the problem with All Grown Up is that it could have been just any stereotypical teen show. That was the problem. There was nothing really that was intrinsically Rugrats about it.
I have to make the obligatory comment that like it's just like why were they? It's a teen show where our main characters are like 10, and I'm like I don't think do you know what teenagers are? That's not what those are. They don't act like that. They don't go to school like that. They're in 4th grade. I know I was kind of cheating it in like cartoons in general, but that one was the most like okay, come on.
The biggest glow up in All Grown Up, I will say, is that they gave Dill an actual character.
Hey, he was the weird one.
There are some questions that have plagued me to the end of time, or that will plague me to the end of time, and one of them is like, why couldn't Dill talk like the other babies?
Well,
he was. How old were currently like Tommy, Chucky?
Tommy was 1, Chucky was 2, Phil and Lil were 1.5, and Dill was a couple months old. So it's not like there's a big gap between them.
Sure. Yeah. Well, yeah. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe the canon is when you're 0 still, when you're sort of 0 and a bit, you still don't have the ability to talk yet.
As soon as you talk 1, you get the God. As you turn 1, you get the God-given ability to talk.
That's it. That's how it works. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Although Dill said like verbs, he said some like words, just not full sentences.
He said poopy a lot.
Yeah, and wee. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Have we talked about how dark the Rugrats movie is?
Yeah, he was gonna kill him like Cain and Abel. Honestly, legitimately like a really cool moment.
Dude, all the monkeys are around them.
Yeah. Ready to murder them. It's nuts. So they would do that. They go back to being terrifying children.
Awesome.
I remember I don't know anything with Five Nights at Freddy's, but I feel like that's like a step in the right direction in a way where I'm like, yeah, kids horror is cool. We need to go back to that.
Well, here's the thing about Five Nights at Freddy's, and not to throw too much shade at Five Nights at Freddy's. It's obviously a very successful.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, it's a very successful series. I have no issues with it necessarily.
Okay.
But it is like, is that children's horror? Because like it leans really into like a gore aspect at some point, doesn't it?
I don't know. I really honestly don't know. I just there's so much media for it that seems aimed at children. I just assume it is. Maybe the original one.
Yeah.
But like I think later on it kind of is.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh shit. Maybe Funky Space Alien knows, but I really don't know. Yeah, I assume.
Musical number with Izzy Pop. Oh, Iggy Pop. Yeah. They do. There was remember that all the babies singing. That was another thing. All the babies sing at one point in the movie.
Well, they didn't talk. They only can sing. There you go.
No, so you're saying that Dale can sing?
Yes. He just didn't think to at the time.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't know. Rugrats logic. I'll probably lose too much sleep over it.
Yeah, that's like when we start thinking about the logic of like foster someone for imaginary friends. You're like, just don't do that.
You know what really what scene messed me up? Probably messed me up. That's probably a bit of over exaggeration, but like probably I'm thinking of like when like it's the birth scene. It's when Dill is born. Do you remember like that scene where it's like going through the passage of time, like with like.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. I don't understand that scene or that I just don't like because it's all CGI as well, and it just seems so out of place.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Do you not remember that?
No.
I know exactly what he's talking about. It's when Dill is just about to be born. Like Dee Dee screams, and then it does this like time lapse of like the passage of time, and then there's all these CGI artifacts flying at you.
What the fuck? yeah, that one just it didn't stick with me. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a choice. I will say I love the color in that movie. The color theory is so cool in that movie.
Well, it's a movie because they're shaded.
Yeah, Jack was mentioning that yesterday. Jack, we were talking about. Jack was mentioning like, yeah, like I think I may have overdone it with the shading on Cody in the scene. Like, do you think I should take it down or like take it down a notch? I was like, I don't know, I don't see it. I think it looks pretty good. And then he mentioned like, yeah, it kind of reminds me of the Simpsons movie how they were shaded in that. And I'm like, I guess I understand what you're saying, but I think it looks fine. I think it looks good.
It's like every adaptation of an animated show going into like. A movie, so because they apply all the shading. You think of the Bob Burgers movie, you think of the Simpsons movie, you think of Doug's first movie, you think of the Recess movie. It's like, how do you make it cinematic? Oh, just add dramatic shading. Yeah, there you go.
Hop on the Toon Boom real quick, turn on the shaders, and we're good to go.
Dude, the Recess movie. I like the Recess movie.
Great movie.
But it has one of the just most misplaced opening CGI shots I've ever seen in my life. Do you know what I'm talking about, Jack? When they zoom in on the playground and like it's okay. Maybe you can explain better than me.
Well, it's such a wide shot of like the whole kind of like neighborhood with the school in the middle. It's like it's funny because I probably didn't think about that when I was a kid watching it, but like watching it again, it's like it's so like weirdly out of place almost. It's like so obvious, and when you're zooming into the school and stuff like that. I mean, it's a very I can get what they're going for with the shot because they're trying to zoom into the school and and it's like it's a bit awkward when you like zooming past all the 2D layers and stuff like that while the scene is still like zooming in and such. But it is very it's very jarring, in terms like that. I mean, fortunately, most of the film is pretty concrete and like 2D and stuff like that. I think there's only a couple times when they've used the 3D dramatic. That's probably another thing as well.
What the hell was the plot of the movie?
Oh, do you not remember, Ahmad?
No, I remember seeing it like one time on like Toon Disney, and that's it.
The plot of the movie is that there is an was it like Jack? Maybe you can explain it better than I.
Oh man,
Something about like an evil corporation.
it's an evil corporation who's using the school as like because it's Prickly's old friend slash nemesis, Principal Prickly's, which I forget the name of, but like he wants to end recess particularly, but I think he's trying to take over the world as well. Well, I mean, it's like a grudge thing. It's like, you know, he wants to be like a governor or something like that or take over the school to like be the principal and whatnot to push for a new agenda to like push more educational and stuff like that. I don't know. This is like they have a flashback where he explains it all. Like he wants to end recess because he wants to push. I don't know, something like that.
This is like a Kids Next Door plot. Like,
I mean, I think the guy's. It's meant to be funny because the guy is obviously very, you know, he's
like nutty, yeah.
A bit nutty, yeah, you know, and such. But but I mean, granted, it's also been a while since I've seen the movie, so I don't know like how much of that is factual way I'm describing it. But yeah, it's a fun movie though because I think it's, you know, it's it does justice to the characters and it's like it's got a.
Is the laser thing true? What Movie Rats Production said?
Oh yeah, there's a laser in it as well. Yeah. I don't know what the laser. What's the laser aiming at? Like.
Oh yeah, so he gets rid of the season of summer, basically.
That's it. Yeah.
That create a lot of problems besides ending recess.
That's right. End the season of summer and recess. Yeah.
We're gonna end a lot of things if we don't have this. If we don't have the season of summer. I thought he was gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna like become the governor and like outlaw recess, like the break, so you can't like.
That would have been believable.
I think it would have still been like a lot.
The governor part I might have made up. I think because he became principal and wanted to like take the school to a whole new, you know, succeeding, like a new way of like succeeding for the school, and he thought the only way to do that was to end recess. That's what he established in this flashback that was based in the 60s. That's obviously why. You know, the reference to the summer end summer because it was based. There's a big 60s motif within the film, I think.
Yeah.
Actually, to be fair, it does end on a really good note. So, like, I think there's a nice like back and forth between Prickly and TJ, and man, if the series ended there, I think that'd be a good note to end off from, really. So,
my favorite TJ Prickly ending is the one where they both realize they're both fans of the same comic book.
Oh yeah, Senior Fusion or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, oh yeah, I always want to see that movie. What are we doing here?
My favorite part is when TJ said it's tendering time. You start tendering all over the place. People still make that meme.
You remember the episode that's about Pokemon cards?
Yeah, it's a weird like stock market analogy. Yeah. Oh, that show was something sometimes.
Isn't that the one with the money? Like everyone has their own currency. And
yeah, exactly. It's like their currency, and then it's like it's basically just here's a lesson of how the Federal Reserve works. And I was like, surprising for like a kid show. I think it's cool though. I think it's cool they try something like that.
Yeah. Meanwhile, that's like paired with the episode where Vince is just ashamed of his older brother. It's like here's this very surface level basic plot, and then also here's this like entire history lesson.
Yeah. Was taking the 5th grade like a Disney movie? I wonder if they were like let's just do a recess version of that.
Let's see.
There was two specials, right? 2 free specials.
One of them was like when they're in kindergarten, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one when they're in their final year or something like that.
Oh, so the Taking the 5th grade is a recess movie. Okay, got it. And then they just basically remade it for the movie. That's weird. A recess special.
Okay.
Oh my god, their kindergarten movie is called All Grown Down.
Take that, all grown up. Eat our short Nickelodeon. You're going down.
In your face.
Oh boy.
We got recess all grown down in Lloyd in space.
Ebert really bringing hard. Remember they were also in Lilo and Stitch, I think?
Yeah! Dude. So weird. Taking the 5th grade is basically an episode collection from unproduced season.
Oh, okay.
That makes a lot of sense. That sounds like when they did there was a show called Tripping the Rift, and like they made like a movie just like that was like a couple episodes they didn't know what to do with. They also did that for Futurama too.
Oh
yeah, what isn't that what the Green Beyonder or whatever it's called is?
Yeah. Oh my god. We don't talk about those.
The forbidden Futurama knowledge.
How do you feel about the upcoming reboot? Well, not reboot really, just new series.
Continuation, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like our third one.
Yeah, I know. It's like the second time it's come back.
Yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, sure, whatever. I'm not a big Futurama head, so I don't have a strong opinion on it.
Yeah,
sure.
I was never like a big Futurama person either. He's definitely more into The Simpsons. And I tried watching because Ahmad's drawing is reminding me of it now. I tried watching Disenchanted, or Disenchantment, or whatever the other Matt Groening show was.
I hate that there's like I always mix those up too. I'm like, there's a movie called Disenchanted, and it's not the same thing.
Yeah, it wasn't really for me personally, but I'm glad I'm glad Matt Groening's still going at it. I mean, good for him. Honestly,
apparently they only ever do it when like he wants to. Like it's apparently like a passion thing for him, and
that's pretty sick. Honestly, it's cool.
Well, I mean, I feel better about it if it was good, but I guess it's cool in a way. Yeah.
I mean, he made The Simpsons. He can do whatever he wants. I feel like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're set at that point. Is Disenchantment like any good? I saw the first episode and I was like not interested.
You were Bart Simpson, Eric Andre. Oh no, sorry, Bart Simpson, Goblin. He was the Goblin.
Yeah, he was the Goblin. Eric Andre was the little demon guy, and I'm surprised how little they used him. I was like, really?
Yeah, I like Eric Andre in it. Abby Jacobson is a good voice actress. She was also good as Katie in Mitchells vs. Machines. But
Eric Andre is also in there. He's also he's not used that much.
Yeah. Hey, Duck, what's up?
And Marcus says, okay, confirmed. It's not good.
All right, so Duck has spoken on it. Disenchantment is not good.
All right, boys, pack it up. Disenchantment fans, get out of here. It's over. No, Matt Groening's so fascinating to me because he's just like this indie cartoonist that creates the biggest animated series of all time. Just a Tuesday for him.
It's crazy.
Do you think he still makes comics?
Does he still make comics?
Like Life and Hell and stuff? I don't think so.
Well, is it like
maybe he's just making them, not publishing them?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah,
it's possible. He's gonna come out on his deathbed, 10 or something, or 10, 20 years from now. He's gonna be like, all right, guys, I have this gigantic 5,000-page tome with Life and Hell comics I've been making for the last 30 years.
Oh, and he comes out with a compendium, basically.
Yeah,
here it is, guys.
I mean,
I was watching. I like that comic Octopus Pie a lot. It's an indie comic. It's also, if you like Failing Upward, read Octopus Pie. That Meredith Grant is I don't mean to put myself down at all, but Meredith Grant is a really intimidating writer to me because she's so good. I don't intimidating is not the word. Maybe just oh man, every time I see her, I'm like, man, am I a good writer? But no, she's awesome. She just released this giant case of all the Octopus Pie volumes. And the way it's because all of the volumes are different shapes. There's 3 of them that are kind of shaped like those old Garfield books. And there's 2 of them that are just shaped like normal graphic novels. The case has space for all of those. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so cool that she made that. It's here, now you can put it on your wall and not have to worry about your Octopus Pies looking out of place or whatever.
I love that.
That's cool. That's awesome. I don't know how much that must have cost her to make, but I'm those are not cheap to make those kind of books that do that. Well, Matt, my Groening.
That's like an actual title of a Simpsons episode.
Ahmad, this Marcy looks just like Bart.
No.
Wait, are you familiar with Just Like Bart?
No.
It's a McElroy Brothers thing where that they have this game called Monster Factory, I think, or this YouTube series called Monster Factory.
They just make the most fucked up shit they can in Character Creator.
Yeah.
I've seen a few.
And they're doing a Bart. They're doing a Bart, and it's just awful. And they get to a point looks just like Bart. Not Groening approves. Yeah, take the bank, boys. Looks just like Bart.
Looks like Bart. I gave her these 1970s comic book colors because I didn't want to color pick, so I was just I'm just gonna eyeball, and I was like,
Matt will probably like that. Send that to Matt too. He'll probably dig that. Yeah, so we're gonna go probably for another hour. We're still taking commissions if anybody wants it, but probably in like maybe 30, 35 minutes, we'll play the trailer on the stream. I'm gonna unlist it right now so I don't forget, and then I'll send it to Jack and he can play it on the stream.
Yes.
And we'll have to be quiet.
Oh, no.
We'll just talk over the entire trailer.
We gotta get just put the little Mystery Science 3000 layout at the bottom, and we'll just talk.
we're all three of us are at the bottom.
Yeah.
I'm into that. That's funny. Yeah. So, oh my god, the only person, Ahmad, ironically, the only person I'm subscribed to on the Wayback account is Termites.
Oh, right.
You forgot that you had a podcast.
I forgot, literally. I was just like, why are you watching videos about Termites? Oh, right. That thing I made and haven't updated in like 30 years.
Yeah, 3 years ago was your last update.
That's actually sooner than I thought. Wow.
Last one you did was on the Sonic cartoons.
Oh, yeah. That was a good one to stop on, I think.
Did you guys end on talking about the OVA, the best one?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
No, we went in order, I think, actually. So I think we stopped at Sonic Boom, which was kind of a pitiful way to stop. Sonic Boom,
Sonic is in this all. You can only. You
we talked a lot about the
I hope not.
Well, do not talk about. Please do not. Ahmad, we do not talk about that here.
The less said about that, the better.
Yeah.
And also, he begins with Sonic the Hedgehog. I think that's more true than you realize. That's more true than even you realize. Movie Rats Productions. You got to come back from Prime. I could. No. Apparently, I'm making another season of that because.
Oh well.
Netflix told me, I guess.
Sure.
Because
I did not watch it. Let me see. YouTube Studio. I'm always afraid to start blasting the theme song.
Oh god.
Also, we're gonna have to update the thumbnail. For whatever reason, the last stream, this Halloween stream we did, it's just been using that thumbnail over and over
time. Get people
confused.
People confused every time they check in. It's like, did we have this stream? Are they uploading the same stream?
It's Halloween every day. We're in Halloween town.
Content. There we go. I'm going to unlist this.
Mm-hmm.
Analytics. Oh, here we go. Okay. Private. Unlist. Done. And I'll schedule it for today's the 20th. Okay, schedule it for 3 p.m. Oh, not 3 a.m. 3 p.m. Here we go. Time zone. During default? No, that is not what I'm at. This is very exciting, I'm sure. Los Angeles.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how am I going to play it my end. Actually, what's probably best over through.
You can just focus on the. Well, I got to get a tape for you first. That's the thing. I'm gonna have to mail you a tape.
Oh yeah.
I found this promo on tape. It's not gonna It's not gonna play on YouTube. You're gonna have to play it through VCR through.
Oh jeez, I've got to get up to the attic and check if we got that thing still.
All right, I'm gonna post it in here. So I'll let you know when you play this.
All right.
Oh wait, that's not it. No. Hang on.
No, that was your credit card number.
Oh crap! There we go. This should be it. Right? No.
Yeah, I got it. Sorry.
Cool. All right. Right, it's unlisted, so it's not going to show. It's not going to show preview.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. All right. I'll let you know when we can play that. Anyway, like I said, we're still taking commissions. If anybody would like to commission something, feel free. Otherwise, we'll just draw whatever. These Marcy's rule. thank you to I just want to make sure I get thank you to K-Bird again for commissioning these. Thank you for $20. We'll try to do these more often, these commission streams, because they could be a lot of fun. But yeah, if anybody wants to do a $10 commission, feel free. And then, Mod or Jack will draw it. Important time to get rare as told by Ginger fan art. Oh, please.
Guys, get in there. Get your ass over all your favorite characters. Like Courtney.
Marcy.
Oh.
There's a Marcy! There's a Marcy! That's told by Ginger, too.
Well, there you go. Maybe that's what it'd be funny if that's actually who we meant.
We're just going to draw all Marcy related characters on the stream tonight.
Yeah, we'll draw Marceline. We'll draw, I don't know any other ones, actually. Anyway.
Let me look up Marcy cartoon characters.
There's got to be at least, 6.
Yeah. Oh, Peanuts!
Oh, yeah, of course.
There you go.
Peanuts is the only one that comes up when I search Marcy cartoon character.
Okay, well, there you go. Marceline the Town. The Town. Check coffee again. Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
Don't tell me you did it.
Oh, we got 3? We got 1. Oh, my God. We got a couple in here. Oh, wait, Duck. Okay. Duck is following us. K-Bird supported. Okay. Draw Marcy like Bart.
Okay.
Who wants to take that one? Which one do you guys want to take that one?
Yeah, Ahmed, please. Yeah.
I'll try.
That's too much for me to comprehend. Hang on, where are you drawing?
I have to think about it.
Okay.
I gotta process this. This is gonna be hard. It's gonna take all my brain. I haven't got too much.
Wait, you gotta do it in that little space there?
Yeah.
All right.
It's hard mode.
Okay.
Hard mode.
Wait,
thank you, K-Bird, again. That's awesome. Yeah.
You foisted this challenge upon me. I was thinking, when I think about Bart, I was thinking about this drawing Rob Liefeld did in some random, it's one of his shitty comics where it's just a billboard of Bart in the background, and it's the worst drawing of Bart I think I've ever seen in my whole life. They're objectively worse drawings, but that one just makes me specifically angry. Make sure to follow the model sheet exactly.
Mod, you got that model sheet, right?
Of course. I don't know if I can find that.
What was the last drawing that made you angry?
This one. I'm about to link. Did none of the links work? No. Okay, there it is. I'm gonna put it in the YouTube chat.
With his pointy fingers.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's so bad.
This is gonna be horrifying.
What are you saying? It'd be suicide.
I remember there was a commission stream where they were I think it was a Gravity Falls commission stream, or it was Gravity Falls. They were doing some ACLU support stream, and they were talking about Dilbert, and Alex was just like, no, his name is Dildog. What are you talking about? It's not Dogbert, it's Dildog. And they drew Dildog.
Good old Dildog. Although there is a character called, why is he called Dildog?
Yeah.
I think everybody shit on Scott.
Yeah, Scott Adams. That guy sucks.
Even ignoring everything about him, he should have been shit on just for calling the character Dildog.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a shame. I like the TV show.
Yeah, well, we all did, and then he turned out to be who he is. So here we are.
Everything about the theme song is just
yeah.
Danny Elfman was just like, just read
it. They probably didn't know. Who saw the Forbidden Zone?
Yeah, he's just like, bro, whatever.
Up until it was a DVD, I don't feel like it probably had a cult following, but he's like, yeah, nobody's ever heard this. Who cares? Oh God. At least we still have Jim Davis boys.
Oh, thank goodness. How old is he now?
He's
he must be in his 80s.
Late 70s at the youngest, I think. Let me see. Watch him be 53. No,
77, Mod, got it.
Yay.
Yeah. Who's the guy who made Zitz?
Dogbert.
2 guys.
Oh, he's Dogbert. You're right. That's still bad though. Zitz? I don't know.
Jim Borgman, I believe is. Jerry Scott and Jim Borgman.
Scott Jones.
Yeah. Zitz is cool. Zitz, we still got them too.
Say that because you look like the guy from Zitz.
I look like the guy. Anytime there's a character wearing a flannel, Ahmad's like, "That's you, Gary."
That's you. It doesn't matter who it is. That's you, dude. Even though I also
never mind that I already have a semi-self insert with Cody. It's
no, it's bad.
There's an issue of the Gumball comic book. There's an issue of the Gumball comic book where he dresses like a 90s teen soap or 90s teen drama character. He's got like bobbed hair and like a flannel, and I showed it to Ahmad, and Ahmad's like, "Gary, I didn't know you were cameoing the Gumball comic." I'll have to find that. It's a very funny image. The picture I took of it, my phone camera was so bad at that point.
I don't. Yeah, I'm looking at it.
I'm trying. I only can do so much with this.
You really don't have to.
I must.
Then again, this person did it's a
you
commission.
paid money. I kind of
Yeah. That's fair.
Back everything at a comic. Yeah, I remember the Gumball comic because they paid Tyson Hess nothing to do it. That was cool.
Oh, that was Tyson Hess, huh?
Yeah, at least the early issues. I remember he was like, "Bro, I was making more money working at CBS, literally." For classic Bart.
Now he's the king of Sonic, so it's okay.
Yeah, I guess he is now.
Yeah.
It works out in the end.
I don't know if I can be able to find it again, but trust me when I say it was really funny because it did kind of look like me. That was the one where I was like, "Yeah, that looks like me."
I mean, yeah, you're like a blue cat. It's typical Gary right there.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, Ahmad's masterpiece. I think.
I found it.
Oh shit!
God.
Here, I'll post it in the. Oh, my phone was so blurry at this point, but you could check it out here.
Do you want me to share it on stream, or was that?
You can share it on stream too. Sure. It's a PNG. Why is it taking so long to load?
It's just so high.
Where's her classic Bart lip?
I tried to do it for a moment, but it didn't look right.
This is Morrissey's Bart Simpson cosplay.
No.
No Bart look. I can't do it.
She's doing the Bartman.
Yeah, she's standing there doing the Bartman. She's like leaning over.
Check it out if you can.
She looks so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's an uncomfortable costume.
Yeah, there he is.
Holy shit!
That's you. That's actually you.
Oh, well, I don't want to say anything. So, I mean, I let the audience be.
You can show it in the stream.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay. All right. I'll let the audience be the judge, guys. What do you think? Hang on, get it on.
Oh, so I'm sorry. I kind of lost track of chat here. Let me go back because it's been a little while. Tchaikovsky and Marceline, the town, Missouri. Make sure to enunciate exactly. Pointy fingers. Anyways, I'm sure it's time to back out on the desk. I'm gonna head out. Hope the stream goes well. Good luck. Launch of episode 3. Thank you, Duck.
Thank you, Duck.
Mikey says, Mikey McGold, who had me on this podcast. Thank you so much for stopping by, Mikey. Appreciate it. Not sure if you guys are reading the chat, but it's Mikey. Loving the stream. Looking forward to the next episode. I'm still showing my friends the show any chance I can get. Thank you so much, Mikey. Always awesome. Can't wait for the Piper spinoff series. No, we can't talk about that yet. That's
Shit,
under
how do
NDA.
you know? How do you know? Shit.
That's under NDA with CBS Kids. Can't talk about it.
What?
So we're making a deal with the guys who made 3-2-1 Penguins.
We're making a deal with Nick on CBS.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That happened for a hot second, huh?
Mm-hmm. I told you the story about that, the Math Blaster story.
Yeah. There's a Math Blaster cartoon you couldn't find for a while, and then you finally found
I was convinced I made it up, like mentally. I was like, did I just make that up?
Oh my god, you're taking up the whole stream. Make it smaller, Jack.
What's that? You want to make it bigger?
Yeah, make it bigger.
You can just hang out at the bottom here.
There he is. There he is.
I'm gonna be right back, real fast.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have made the Dilbert burritos. Yeah. Ugh. God. Mod can talk about those when he gets back.
What was that? What's that? Well, the Dilbert burritos.
I'll let Mod explain when he gets back.
Okay.
He's very passionate about the Dilbert burrito. It is the dumbest tie-in I've ever seen to anything ever.
Who sold it?
Everyone.
Oh, okay.
It was a major thing. The movie rest says good old Dilbert 379. I forgot there was a Gumball comic. Oh, finally a Mod's masterpiece. She's doing the dance from the opening of the apartment, but yes, she certainly is, isn't she? Wow, that is so you. LOL at the panel. Don't know what you look like. Amazing. New thumbnail. This should be the thumbnail for the episode.
Yeah.
For the stream.
Just to zoom in on. Hang on, maybe I can just I can capture it. Oh.
This stream is going to be filled with my laughter, and it's going to be so loud. Cartoon Network looks like going to have to pay you for your likeness. I know, I'm in a lawsuit with them right now. Not really. But kind of.
Just screenshot this as the thumbnail, and yeah.
Look at Marcy doing the Bartman, dude. She's got his sneakers too. We have to send these all to Matt Brawley.
Yeah.
No. He would really appreciate them. So yeah, thank you again, K-Bird, for the commission. Really appreciate it. Yeah. Let's see. What else we got here? Yeah, so Jack, we're gonna gear up to show this soon. When Ahmad gets back and he talks about the Dilbert burrito, we'll talk about how much of a disaster that was. But we'll show the trailer soon. This episode.
I was gonna say, do you want to give any context upon what this episode's about?
Yeah, so this episode that we're going to show the trailer for, it's all about kind of things that keep you... Oh my god, you keep making this bigger.
You just noticed. I was just saying, that's the thumbnail. That's the thumbnail right there, so...
Oh, hang on, I got to take a picture of it. Hang on.
All right.
I'll take a picture of it and I'll make this the thumbnail for sure.
Yeah.
Failing upward, okay, nightmares. This is failing upward split screen.
Yeah.
There's Cody and JC talking like they always do. JC in her trademark Bart Simpson costume.
JC had a new haircut, yeah. It's great.
It's so accurate.
It's almost like Marcy's reacting to it though.
Oh my god. Anyway, talking about the episode.
Yeah,
it's all about things that keep you up at night and kind of your insecurities and your irrational fears culminating into one kind of thing that causes insomnia. And Cody and JC talk about their fears and maybe discover a little bit about themselves in the process.
I was gonna say it's definitely more I guess more deeper than usual in what they talk about in this episode compared to the previous episodes and whatnot, right?
Yeah, this one you get a little context for both their backstories. JC, True Colors. Yeah, that's my favorite episode of Amphib Upward. Amphibaward. You get there's a little more of like a context of kind of like where they're coming from and why they feel the ways they do and their anxieties and their fears. I mean, this episode is definitely tailor-made to do that for sure. Also, we talk a little bit about the art style. We decided to go with a little bit of a different take on this one. Typically, we follow Jack's designs, Ahmad's designs, and then Jack's animation. But for this one, we kind of collaborated a little more with our assistant animator, Ninehammer. And we kind of traded off a little bit where he's doing the JC scenes and Jack is doing the Cody scenes for the split screen conversation. And then we also kind of did that in terms of the scenes where they're on their own as well. Like there are some shots that are done by Nine. There's some shots that are done by Jack, but they both have their kind of signature styles on them, more or less.
Yeah.
So yeah, we interested to see how people look at that because it was a really fun experiment. And you know what had kind of prompted that was Nine had kind of suggested it a couple of years ago when we were doing the second episode. And at the time I was like, yeah, maybe. But then when we got to this one, I was like, this one, it would fit thematically, I think. I think like it feels right thematically to do that. So we were like, yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. And of course, you still get your awesome Jaime fantasy sequences, which I mean, those are some of the best things ever. So yeah, I'm really happy with how this one came out. We'll probably around like 2:40 my time. We'll drop the trailer. Ahmad. Oh, I hear Ahmad coming back.
I'm back.
Oh, Ahmad. So we waited for you to talk about this. Why don't you give us a history lesson on the Dilbert burrito?
Well, the Dill burrito was released, I think, in I want to say 2003, and it is a vegan option. Apparently, that was something that was very important to the people producing it, because that was all the rage at the time. So they did. The best part is that you don't even know if I'm making any of this up. Yeah, apparently they had different flavors. Apparently, it was not very highly reviewed. People did not like it very much. It tasted like garbage, but it did come with They did make a flash game to promote it where you play as Dilbert and you avoid food falling down, and if you don't, he gets fat and dies.
Wait, come on, you're making that part up. Stop.
That's sadly not made up. That's a real thing. What else? There was a guy. It was apparently an Olympic athlete who had one in their fridge for like 20, going on 20 years, and then randomly decided to eat it and became very ill.
So there's a quick crash where the only time I had ever encountered this in the wild was in a 7-Eleven in a freezer, and I was like, nope.
You made the right call, apparently.
It's educational for me. It's educational for me because obviously you guys over there are way too nuts with your food. Your food products and whatnot.
So I went to the UK. I went to the UK recently, actually.
Oh, okay.
And it was really. I knew this already because I've been about one other time before when I was very young. I went there. I went to Greenwich, and then this time I went to King's Lynn, which is over in Norfolk. And it's always funny seeing like the differences. Where like, first of all, stuff in the UK is like way less expensive in terms of food, at least compared to the US. So, and second, they put all the sugary crap where it should be. Is not you because in America it's like, oh, we have all the cereal. It's so good for you. We put next to all the health food stuff. It's like, no, it's not. It's just sugar. It's candy.
Yeah.
Whereas like in the UK, they're like, no, it's just next to all the candy because we're because that's what it is.
Because they know. Yeah.
We know that. Oh God,
Jack made a great thumbnail for the stream too.
I hope it stays that thumbnail. So
hang on, I'll show you. Oh, yeah, I have it loaded up right here. Here you go.
Oh my God. Yep. I hope it's that forever. Let's start with the Halloween one. Yeah, the Flash game is real. Movie Rats Productions.
Yeah.
But you do not have any because I mean I think the cliche thing when I hear like an American go to UK is like all the food is just so like bland and anything like that. So
I think people only think that because it's not loaded up with preservatives and sugar like everything is here.
Yeah, which to be fair, I mean it depends on where you go really that you can find the bland stuff.
Course.
Yeah,
of course.
But,
a lot of really appealing stuff in the UK. There's lots of this is the same thing everywhere. Not everybody's food isn't always gonna be perfect.
Wait, did you go during the time when it was the coronation, or did you just was it a couple of weeks ago?
No, funny enough, I went. This was September of last year. I went during one of my days there. The Queen died, so that was an interesting.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And everybody kept making jokes when I was there. It was just like, bro, what'd you do? And I'm like, you can't say that. So that was interesting to witness.
Hello,
in real time.
police. I found him.
Yeah, I think I know who did it. It was funny. It's funny. It was the day it happened. We were at the bowling alley.
Dead.
No, not bad. We were at the bowling alley. Me and my friend, and we're seeing on the TV. It was just like the queen is sick, and he was just like. I think casually he was like, "You think she's gonna die?" And we were playing pool or something. And I was like, "Nah, probably not." And then we just went home, and then we were like, "Oh, she's dead."
I just also want to mention this. Duck gave us $40.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you, Doug.
Yeah.
Anything in particular?
He did not ask for anything. He said, "Here's to a successful launch."
Oh, does that mean
very sweet of you, Duck?
Does that mean I have to draw Marcy as Bart now?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Clearly.
If you'd like to.
Can I draw Bart as Marcy then, maybe? It's like,
there you go. Yeah.
Go for it. Yes.
Oh, boy, all right.
I like how it's like, oh, there's some cute pictures of Cody and JC, and then it's devolved into Marcy Cat.
It's the Marcy stream, everyone. Welcome.
Do we have to send this all to Matt Brawley?
Just so you can be blacklisted. Good idea.
What? This character is Bart.
It's gonna be like he's gonna look at him like, have Gary made into a pair of shoes.
I didn't draw.
And yet somehow it'll be your
fault. You allowed this to happen, Gary.
Yeah, you condoned it.
Yeah, don't look at me. He's the producer of the show. It's all it's his channel, his stream.
But as blue shirt Bart. Only present to Matt. Matt Gray will actually have you taken out.
Blue shirt. But he does have a blue shirt in one of the episodes. He's got the blue shirt when they go to the an auto thing, and they're sitting in the electric car or whatever. Bart has a blue shirt for some reason. It's very, very interesting.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Did you know that Millhouse was made for the Butterfingers ads?
Yeah. I think
no, really? Wow, I had no idea.
They for some reason they just didn't think to give him a friend in the first season, Bart. And then they put Millhouse in the commercial, and they're like, wait, why don't we give him a nerdy friend? So I just put Millhouse on the show.
And then he became one of the best characters in the series. I didn't do anything. I don't care.
I don't care. I never saw the future why it was happening.
That's such a good episode. Remember that time you turned Millhouse into the FBI? They're gonna take him alive.
I like the joke about this.
Good friend Millhouse.
I like the joke about the spaghetti meals that Millhouse's dad makes.
Ew. Thriller.
Thrillhouse great.
Wasn't Millhouse from MTV's Fat China Brains gonna make? I mean, maybe. I don't know. I always heard the Butterfinger story, so I assume that could be it.
You got the dud.
The snow smile is what does it.
Hey, Poindexter, he kind of looks like you. That episode has one of my all-time favorite Simpsons gags in it, and it's when Lisa's really mad at Bart for outing her.
Millhouse is behind the cereal box the whole time.
Oh boy, a carnival!
It's just like, wait, what? Why didn't you say anything?
You were just there the whole time.
Because they were sitting there like, well, how can we have this scene if Nos is in the room too? They're like, I don't know, he's just he's not in view.
Oh my god.
Oh shit. Okay, well there you go. That explains it.
Yeah.
That reminds me of Ed and Eddie originally came from a Nike ad that Danny and Tanucci worked on.
Really?
Yeah, those not the characters, the designs. Designs for the three main characters and Kevin were from a Nike ad that he did. Maybe it was a Nike, but it was some shoe thing. And and that one's interesting because in that one, Kevin's the heroic one, and the Eds are jerks who are bothering.
Isn't that how it always is? To be fair.
I guess technically, yeah, but you know what I mean. We're gonna get to OK.
Look at it that way for sure.
The Nightmare Factory.
When are they gonna get to OK Nightmare? Yeah, well, yeah, we'll do that in just a second. Just want to see where Jack is going with this.
Oh, I
this
hate
part.
this. This is hell.
Okay, Duck gave us $40. Draw.
All right.
Draw, damn you, draw.
I'm not even the character design of the show, man. I don't know how to draw. I just don't know how to animate.
Marcy would look like Bart when he's got the wig on. He's dancing.
Like the big.
when he's cross dressing for fun. Is that the Homer's Phobia episode?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
That's such a good one. Steel mill workers of America, keep reaching for that rainbow.
It's okay, Homer. You couldn't have known that. Everybody knows that steelworkers are the gayest industry. Whatever Mug says.
My favorite. Oh man, what a good poignant episode that still works today. And it didn't even like really try to be. It's just like here's this thing that's actually an issue, and we're gonna tackle it in a funny way. Good stuff. Classic.
Nice fella. Wonder if he's gay.
La 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 la. Dude, so if you have never watched Dankmas Simpsons remixes, everybody highly recommend them.
Fucking mix. It's too good.
I just found out that he's the same guy that does Dank Pods, where he like makes these crazy iPod mods where they have like 500 like 10,000 gigs, like 10 terabytes.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's insane.
Jesus.
Jack, are you familiar with Dankmas?
I think how much.
I don't think I am. What's
Dankmas is a musician, and he makes all of these Simpsons remixes that will take one line basically from an episode and build an entire song around it.
Wait, did he do the Found It Chief one where he mixes Biggie's
No.
When you call me Big Papa? Okay.
No, here I'll link him in the chat.
Oh, that was so funny. They like use like Flanders girly scream, and it has that's like the synth. Found It Chief.
That's awesome. I have to check that out. I'll link Dankmas though. His stuff is like they were in 2019 or 2018. It's like Ahmad and I just kept trading these videos back and forth. We were trying to figure out which one was the best one. Ahmad thinks Ahmad, which one goes the hardest to you?
Let me see.
It's the hardest.
Oh, fucking first day is like the.
Yeah, it's my first day.
First day.
I really like We Young, We Rich. That one's really good.
That's one I think you could actually play at a club and people might not notice what it is initially.
It's a handgun's really good too. It's a handgun.
I'm gonna check out the Blurst of Times.
Back to Winnipeg. Oh man. So good.
Oh, I think I have. Yeah, I might have seen one of them. Yeah. Oh, I think it's just like. I hope it's not playing on stream.
No, you're good.
Okay, cool.
As long as you have headphones on, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, this slaps.
Nickelodeon's Doug was also from commercials. Is that true, Ahmad?
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
Huh.
It was.
What's up?
I'm trying to think of which one it was. It wasn't. Was it for a drink? I can't remember.
I don't know. I know that there's a character called Fido Dido that kind of looks like Doug.
Is that the 7-Up guy?
No, yeah, 7-Up is
No.
Florida Grapefruit ads by Jim Jenkins.
Yep. Also, find out that it was the same person who wanted to design Pepper Ann, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it was actually, I was listening to an interview with her. By the way, she also created and voiced Angela Anaconda. So
and when you hear her talk, I was like, oh yeah, that is just her. What the hell?
Yeah, it's just Angela Anaconda talking. But she was saying like, oh yeah, Fido is based on like a gay friend of ours. And like, you know, he was just like the most lively person. And we wanted kind of like, you know, do a gay icon without naming them a gay icon. And I was like, that's really fucking. It's
and
really
like
cool.
The gayest soda, 7-Up. So it just made sense to like come together. And...
No, I just thought it was cool that the low key snuck that in without even having to say it. Like it was just to them. It was important. It was awesome.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's cool. Fido Dido was supposed to have his own cartoon. They never came to pass, unfortunately.
Was he just gonna like drinking 7-Up during every episode? How's that gonna work?
Oh, who knows? Maybe he was supposed to have his own game. It's totally finished, I think.
Well, they were like, nah, cool spots where we gotta go.
To be fair, Cool Spot is a good game.
I like the idea of Fido Dido was like, I gotta solve my problems. I only snap them in a cold 7-Up real quick. That was like a spinach.
Well, like any food or drink commercial or advert.
Yeah, but imagine like a whole TV show that's just that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, they just don't even care. It's just like it's like the most blatant ad possible.
So I'd say in about 4 minutes we'll we'll play the trailer.
Okay, good. It'll give me a break from this nightmare that I'm drawing.
Are you seeing this, Ahmad?
This is amazing.
I
think we have the clear winner of the stream here.
I gotta save this whole thing. Get blacklisted because we send these to Matt Brown. Probably. He's gonna be like, what? I don't understand. What happened? Why did you devolve into drawing Barcy?
Don't say things like this.
And Mart.
And Mart. Coco the Clown, Pink Panther. Yeah, they are. He's very like chill.
Oh, that's right. Dude, remember remember Smilk, Ahmad? We were talking about Smilk a couple weeks ago.
I like how there was like 2 Smilks, like unrelated to each other completely.
Yeah, Jack. I don't know if you remember this, but there was it was like a fruit flavored milk.
Well, I don't know. You wouldn't. I don't think either of us would because we weren't eating it.
I'm just saying it might have been big in the UK. I don't know.
I know. It's like that's a milkshake, isn't it? Fruit flavored milk.
But it's just straight milk. You know how you have like strawberry and chocolate milk? They made just like fruit flavored milk.
When we say fruit flavored, like what's the flavor? Like what's fruit taste?
You have like apple milk and then banana milk like cherry milk.
Apparently that was a thing they tried. It was funny because the UK had its own one called Smilk, and then there was they had like a bunch of cats singing in the ads, and it's a take on a song from Squeeze.
Is it like
it's called Cool for Cats?
Oh right, okay. I mean, that sounds like something that we had over here called Crusher. You know, where it had like singing cats singing about the like.
Oh yeah, isn't that? It's a drink, right?
Yeah, milkshake. It's a milkshake drink. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like these little like photo cats, and they just kind of wiggle them around. It's supposed to be very like we're trying to be like funny, quirky internet stuff. I remember those. Those are insane.
It's tough enough to make milkshake. I want some Crusher.
Yeah. So in the United States, we had our own Smilk mascot called the Smilkster.
Yeah, we had a different product it's completely unrelated. That's also called Smilk, and it's got this disgusting cow man, and he's a male cow, I guess. We have the barnyard problem, and apparently kids. It didn't last very long because kids apparently literally threw up from drinking it. So.
Yeah,
Very cool.
They tested it out in regions, and it just wasn't happening. Here's Jack, if you're curious. Here's the Smilkster.
Oh no, this is something. Wow, what a radical cow!
Very of the time.
So how do you pronounce it again? Smilk.
Smilk.
Have I what?
Smilk. That's how you pronounce it. Smilk.
Smilk, yeah, because it's like milk with an S in front of it. Smilk.
It just sounds wrong.
Yeah, like makes you think about silk, like dirt.
Yeah, because it makes me insinuate like what the S stands for. Like, is it? Does it make it like? Is it meant to like be like smile or without
Super
milk? Okay. With that, I think we're gonna do the trailer.
Oh, thank God!
Do you want to put this Mart on a hold for now?
Oh, sure. It's cursed enough anyway. Yeah. Let me just where's that link you sent me?
Stop.
Oh dang! It's saying that it's. Oh wait! Oh, hang on. You haven't made it. You've put it unlisted, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's saying that it's private.
Oh no! Hang on, I'll give it 1 second.
Okay. I do have the original video on me if that's easier.
No worries, I got this.
Okay. Okay.
Content. Schedule. Oh, it's because I did schedule. That's why. Okay.
Okay.
Try now.
So refresh it.
Yes.
Okay, cool. That's it. Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
So, you're gonna have to take. Is it gonna? Is it gonna play the music through? Is it gonna play it through there? That was my question.
That's a good question.
Do you want to try test video first?
Yeah. Let me.
Just bring up a random YouTube video, see if it worked. Nothing objectionable, please. I'm sorry.
Okay. Let me just.
Okay, grab your smoke, boys. Let's kick back.
Take a smoke.
Oh God! So you want to bet somebody saved their milk carton?
Oh God! Don't say that. It's not a guy gonna buy it on eBay.
So if I do this, I'm gonna show. Okay, so there it is. Hang on, let me just check if that's playing.
Man, what I would give for some actual privacy.
Did you just form a speech impediment in the last 5 seconds?
Can anyone hear this?
I'm smoking.
I've had several cartoon animals tell me that's bad news.
Cut me some slack.
Just a
I haven't done
second.
this since I was a senior in high school.
I don't
if
have
told
the
you
stream
something
stuff on. Hang on.
truly embarrassing. Would you judge me for it?
Oh, we're a little behind.
Yes.
Wow.
Cool.
Hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to tell. Oh, you can. Oh, they can hear it.
They can hear it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks, chat.
All right. So yeah, let's do this, guys.
Okay. Oh, God, I hope this works. All right. Okay, so what I'm going to do is do that. And then...
We'll keep the stream up for a little bit, and we'll use the thumbnail. But it's gonna be the most out of place thumbnail ever. But I'm down with it to keep it up for a little bit.
Okay. All right. I'll mute myself as well anyway. But
Okay, yeah, I'll mute myself too.
Okay. All right.
Give me 1 second.
Showtime.
Just make sure it's.
Save on Total Photo, your one-stop photo shop.
Sorry, guys. Just the I'll just quickly resize it. 1 second.
You having some trouble resizing that?
No, I think I got it
Okay,
now.
cool. All right, cool, perfect.
Save on Total Photo, your one-stop photo shop.
Totally.
Cody's new situation is keeping him up,
I've never really been good with living on my own.
but JC always has the best advice.
Think of it like summer camp, but for the rest of your life.
On an all-new Failing Upward.
Tonight at 7, followed by an all-new Me, You, and the Monster Man, only on the WC.
Hey! Is that a Kit Kat bar?
Well, there you have it, folks. There was the trailer. It'll be up on the page in a little bit.
We're filling up towards our souls.
I'm
Hang on,
my volume. Yep, got it.
Hang on.
We're gonna schedule that for 3 p.m. If you want to fill us off this mart, we can we could do that and call it a day for now.
All right.
But guys, thank you so much for coming. We're gonna finish this off, talk a little bit longer. I've got to get going in like 15 minutes, but yeah, I don't mind spending a little more time. Water, it's really cool to have you on. It's always you always run the gamut of interesting conversations when you're around. So
I try.
Yeah. And you brought up the Smilkster, so.
The Smilkster.
That's what he talks like too.
Yeah, it's like you said. It's like what movie Rat said. It's the shittiest Bullwinkle impression.
It just doesn't sound appealing. Just this, like
no. It's not.
The Smilkster. Here, I'll copy him for you later, Jai. Yeah. He runs at you in the beginning of the commercial too. He aggressively runs at you.
Oh God.
Fruit flavored milk box drinks. Milk is like milk with because it's like milk with a smile. Yeah.
Oh, I don't like. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So there are some funny comments here. I remember this. I had it in Michigan one summer while visiting my grandma in the early 90s. I was not a fan. I remember Smilk and the kids who puked after drinking it. We had it in Massachusetts in the 90s. Slurping Smilk since 1932. What's Smilk doing in the 30s? Wait, what is this? Is this like a meme I'm not aware of? Same here, also from Massachusetts. They put up posters months before we actually got it. Every kid in school was so hyped for it, and then we finally got it, and it was such a letdown. They gave it out free during one summer to kids in my hometown, Michigan. My mom tried to force me to drink it to drink milk. I'm lactose intolerant on top of all this, and I got excited for it, but it was so gross. I'm from Michigan. The third comment is also from Michigan, too.
What is going on? We gotta go down to Michigan and see what's going on.
Do you think they still got this milk factory down there?
I hope so. Just manufacture from the oil they produce.
I know
you're gonna drink this damn milk.
You guys and your zany drinks.
We make so much crap here. Especially back then when it was like, how do you make something for kids? I don't know. We dump like half a bag of sugar in it and like put sprinkles on it.
Oh shoot! I forgot she actually wears.
I love Barcy.
What am I drawing? What am I drawing, man? I don't even know anymore.
This is where we're at. This is where we're going.
I'm struggling to comprehend, really.
Would Marcy be a Simpsons fan? That's my question.
No, she'd be like an early Family Guy fan.
That's what's gonna get us blacklisted because we didn't say she was a Simpsons fan.
Nah, Matt Browley's gonna be like, guys, I love Family Guy. That's awesome. I think that's what Matt Browley sounds like.
In your head.
I don't know what he sounds like, actually.
He just made him sound. He's just the most generic, like, enthusiast ever.
Yeah.
Nah, he's a cool guy. Matt's really cool.
No, I'm sure
he's a good guy.
I just think it's
I've met him twice, and he's been so nice to me. Yeah, I don't know. Thank you, K-Bird, for getting us on an Amphibia kick. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Are you a big fan of Amphibia, K-Bird? I'm assuming because you asked to draw Marcy, you are, but.
This is important to filling up with lore. Yeah, it's gonna be the next episode.
Yeah. Barcy shows up in the next one.
Like,
Jack, you're on that, right?
Oh, frick. Like, who we got to voice Barcy? Is it just the same voice actress as Marcy, but...
Yeah.
Oh, wait, is it...
Doing a Bart impression.
Doing a Bart impression, for sure.
Oh, boy.
Little Simpsons fact. I guess we could talk a little bit. We got like 10 more minutes or something. But you talk a little bit about this. Starstruck, another show that Way Back is working on. Me and Ahmad specifically. But the the voice actress for Harper in that show is on The Simpsons. She plays comic book guy's wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're all the comic book guy wins all around. Just W's all around for comic book guy. But no, yeah, Jenny Yokobori is her name. She's awesome. And we hope they have more for that for you next month. We're really looking forward to maybe dropping a little trailer sometime in the future next month. But yeah, it's been a long time coming for Starstruck. Had a couple setbacks here and there, but the entire thing is recorded more or less. We just kind of gotta find the time to sit down and really plan something out. But we're really excited for it. If you want, you can check out the trailer. It's on this page. Not trailer, the preview animatic, which is on this page as well. Yeah, it's cool stuff. We'll have to do a Starstruck stream at some point in mod too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Haley. Yeah. Cool. It's both of them talking simultaneously. That would be that. Well, that's kind of what they did for Darcy in the 3rd season. They had like her talking, and then they had like a filter of like 5 other people talking on top of her. So it makes sense. Now you got to draw. You got to go Dart, who's is Dark Bart Marcy.
Oh, like yeah. Look at that, we're out of time. Sorry, guys.
Oh no, we ran out of internet ink.
Yeah. What's that? My internet's gonna run out. Oh, geez, I guess we've got to stop the stream.
I better get going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah,
that's good. I think that's more than okay. Yeah.
It's like you know what it is. It's kind of like what did Simpsons start on? What show did it start on?
Oh, the Tracy Ullman show.
So this is kind of like a quality, like it's almost like a mix between Tracy Ullman version of Bart with modern elements of Bart, and now with applied Marcy. So it just looks like a very weird hybrid with just like, I don't know, like, if of all the things I expected to like draw today, Barcy was not one of them. Okay.
It looks like I don't know, Arya Stark, but like Simpson style or something.
Yeah. So thank you. Is it Duck? Thank you, Duck, for.
It was K-Bird, but Duck was the reason you had to draw it.
Oh right. Okay. Yeah. But
I will blame you both.
Yes, I'll thank you and blame you both.
Crazy.
Cool.
All right, guys. You wanna call it a day?
I think so.
All right. Cool. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Yeah. It was an exciting thing talking about the new episodes and premiering the trailer, but the Marcy stuff made today. So thank you, K-Bird. Thank you, Duck. We hope to do more of these streams in the future. And yeah, Mod, we'd love to have you back as well. I'd also love to get Wes on at some point. And then yeah, Nine was supposed to be here today, but he had some stuff to attend to. We really missed Nine. He helped immensely with the trailer, and yet down to the last minute, he was still doing stuff, and he did a great job. So yeah, thank you guys for coming out, and we'll talk to you later. Let me hang on. I'll end the stream on my end. Give me 1 second, guys. Filler dialogue.
Yeah,
I don't know.
hang on. Yeah, hang on. Wait a minute, hang on. Wait.
Wait. Hold up.
I can't. Oh, hang on, live. There we go. Wait. There we go. How do I end this? All right, Jack, just click off.
Oh, yeah, I gotta
press the button, Jack.
I know. Did you notice what I've ended it on?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
You're gonna end on your side.
Yeah. No. Have you seen what I've
Yeah, he means the image. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. Yeah. Oh wait. The image? Let me see. Oh no! Wait, I didn't see. There it is. Yes, there he is.
Oh my god.
Beautiful. All right, let's shut down. All right.
All
Thanks,
right,
everyone.
bye, guys. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Yeah.